So guys, I was definitely not gonna not cover today because hey, Link Joker, right? Glendios, it's my boy. Love that stuff. But we also have promos that are actually pretty good, right? Pretty good. So the first one we have is Nanny. This is actually Chronofang Rebellion support, right? Very, very slick. So auto when this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is Chrono Tiger Rebellion, Counterblast 1, bind all cards from your hand, and at the end of that turn, put all of those bound cards into your hand. If you bound 3 or more cards, this unit gets Con Rearguard Circle. All your opponent's Guardians get shield minus 5,000 until the end of turn. So this combos very, very nicely with Chrono Tiger Rebellion, which wants you to have low cards in hand, and also minuses your opponent's Guardian's shield, like shield's power as well. So this is like a minus 10k shield. That's pretty good, right? That's honestly pretty good. So yeah, very, very good support for Tiger, right? For Rebellion. And the next one we have is Prism, not really Prisms. This is Prism in Katakana, so it's not Prism with a heart, so it's not that support. But hey, it's Mitoa. We know Mitoa, right? Before she allowed both players to draw a card. What does she do now? So the auto effect is when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle or Rearguard circle, Soul Blast 1 and you and your opponent both draw a card. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you and your opponent both choose a card from your hands and call them to the Rearguard circle. Your opponent's card with auto abilities do not activate from this card. So seems alright. Let's forces your opponent to draw. So very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, let's kind of move on to the Glendios stuff, which is today, right? The stuff today. So first we have is Star Vader World Line Dragon. So auto, when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle and Rearguard circle, Soul Blast 1, discard a card with reverse in its card name, look at the top 7 cards from the deck, choose up to 2 cards with Star Vader in their different card names from among them, reveal them and put them into your hand and shuffle your deck. It's actually very interesting. So this can get you any Star Vader cards, but the thing is, you want to run reverse units in your deck, so how do they work, right? They're not Star Vader, so this can technically miss. This can actually miss. Though, when it pluses, you plus big time, right? You plus big time, so very interesting. Kind of interesting. It feels like you can kind of mix this slightly, right? Slightly, but let's look at the next one, right? We have Taboo Star Vader Rubidium. So auto, when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with reverse in its card name from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. And the second effect is Cont on the Rearguard circle. If your Vanguard is Star Vader Omega Glendios, all of your units with reverse in their card names get intercept and the original shield becomes 10,000. So the key thing is that this card will not stack, right? So if you have multiple Rubidians on the field, your reverse units still stay 10,000 shield. They don't suddenly become super tanky. It has a nice Vanguard ride effect. It's one of those like top 7 kind of grab stuff, which is cool. Your deck should have a lot more reverses in them, so you should be able to grab more. But again, it's like a bit of your deck you can hit, a bit of your deck you can't. Kind of like that. I kind of like the old Rubidium effect, but that was just like a straight up PG, right? And then the third card, the Link Joker actually gets 4 cards. They get 4 new cards compared to the other clans. So third card we get is Star Vader Magnet Hollow. So if you remember this card, this was like an old like on-hit reverse searcher. So this one is auto though. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle or Rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard with Star Vader in this card name, cost Counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 card with reverse in its card name, reveal it, and just put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck. So straight up, CB1, grab a card, easy life, right? Easy life. Second effect is Con Rearguard Circle. During a turn, this unit gets power plus 5,000 for each card with reverse in their different card names in your bind zone. So interesting. There's a bind zone effect. This guy can get probably super huge, depending on how many of your reverse units in your bind zone. They all have to have different names, but it becomes like a big beat stick. So it actually has value, right? So very, very cool card. Lets you just grab reverse units and then suddenly go and just hit face for big numbers. It's good. And lastly, you got Star Vader Omega Glendios. So first effect is Cont Vanguard Circle. The original power of all your Rearguards with reverse in their card names becomes 18,000. So they at least are just like bashing your opponent, right? They at least require 10,000 shield. Very nice, pretty cool. And the second effect is Auto Vanguard Circle. At the beginning of your main phase, if you have 5 or more cards in your damage zone and your opponent has 5 or more lock cards, you win the game. Right? Isn't that great? Your opponent, you just win the game. Yo, they reprinted this card. Isn't that's slick? Right? That's super slick. This is the flavor, right, that we want. Though, you know, how are they going to balance this out, right? How are they going to balance this out? Because, hey, people just get auto wins for no reason. It's going to suck, right? So the third effect, it's actually 4 effects. This is actually, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. So the third effect is act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Soul Blast 1 and choose a card with reverse in its card name from your drop zone that does not have the same name as a face-up card in your bind zone and bind it. So if you have like a rebirth in your bind zone already, you can't bind another rebirth. It is what it is, right? And the effect is, during your opponent's next end phase, your opponent cannot turn their cards face up. They cannot perform actions such as unlock, removing deleted states, countercharge, etc, etc. So basically it's Barrel effect, right? So kind of, this is basically pseudo Omega Lock. Maybe it's stronger. Maybe a bit stronger than Omega Lock, but just remind you, it only stops your opponent from doing things in the game. In the end phase. So if you do any other phase, then good times, right? And then the last effect, the fourth effect, is Auto Vanguard Circle once per turn. When your unit with reverse in its card name is placed on Regard Circle, choose one of your opponent's regards not on an additional Regard Circle and lock it. So this at least means Excel players get to play their games. You can only lock cards on the original circles, right? Force clans, they still get to put, unfortunately they don't get like Excel circles, so they have to put all their force markers in the Vanguard Circle, right? And then Protect clans just don't do anything, right? What does Protect 2? Absolutely nothing. Protect 1 stalls the game out. And yeah, that's that. So actually very interesting. Again, gets hard countered by Ezel, right? Gets hard countered by Messiah. Very, very expected. Against decks that can't really like make Excel circles. They're stuck on the normal plane. They can't clean up their field, right? They're kind of just stuck with bad times. As long as you have enough soul, right, to keep on binding and Omega locking, you will basically make your opponent feel really, really bad. And remember, just you can play this with like old Star Vader cards. So Zirconium, very cool. If your opponent doesn't call anything, you can make him call things and just kind of lock that forever. Again, like, the deck does have a soul problem still, I think. You still only have like Craving Claw that can kind of help you out. Unless you're running like the orders and things like that. So it's a bit weird. Also in V, like, everyone has like an unlock order if they really, really want to play it. Though I just don't see the point. Unless everyone is just playing Glendios. I think this is actually a very fair card. And it's just... it's not too oppressive. It will be oppressive in some matchups, right? But, hey, every deck has a bad matchup. So, that is not all. That is actually not all. So, the biggest blow today was this. So, what is this, right? This is basically a new ruling that says, sad times to all Link Joker players. So, this, like, V didn't have a reverse ruling yet. For like reverse units, like in premium, if you play Glendios, right, or if you play Link Joker, not just Glendios, if you play Link Joker, you can put reverse units into your deck, and that had some pretty cool interactions. If V didn't have that, so now with this new rule, you can put reverse units in your Link Joker deck. Now there are changes though, and this applies to both V and premium. Is that if you put those Link Joker units into your deck, they lose all their text and all their skills, basically. They become blank units. So it's basically like Vanguard 0. So, you know, you lose your skills, you lose your like gift, for example. You don't get any more gifts. That's just that. You also lose your triggers. You lose your triggers. So 0 players, zero trigger grade 3s, they're just gone. Alright, they're gone. So this, like, I can say I'm biased, right? Because I like playing Link Joker. There are some crazy combinations that a lot of players have really thought of. when it comes to like the new cards. I know a lot of people are hyping over Spectral Dupe reverse, I mean. And then also people saying there's like an Infinite Loop not Messiah, Maelstrom, right? So that's all gone, right? That's all gone. I think everyone's like, the one cool deck that I saw that I feel bad for going is actually Himiko Reverse. Himiko Reverse Messiah? Himiko Reverse Link Joker. Right, basically that deck. That deck was really, really cool. One deck that was also, that is now gone is basically a stupid Messiah deck that just run full-on grade 3s. So I was actually going to build that in JP, because you can just max out triggers. If you bought like 4 0 Dragonic Overlord Rebirth, crit trigger, and then 4 Blaster Jokers and 4 Chaos Breakers, you could run an entire trigger lineup, all 3s, and then run a lot of 3s, and then just abuse Blast Monk, and do a lot of Vanguard attacks, and just overall be really, really annoying. But that's gone, because you actually lose those trigger icons now. So yeah, that kind of shuts that down, and in a way, like, you can kind of tell they're trying to make people not have to spend ungodly amounts of money to get a trigger lineup. So I guess the next one is maybe like Eugene or something like that, right? Dragonic Overlord Rebirth. But in a way, this is like the only way they can stop degenerate combos from really happening. And yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. We had some crazy ideas. People had some crazy ideas, but they unfortunately just, it doesn't work anymore. That's that. On another plus note though, hey, they're printing some cards. So they're printing the Overtrigger. The Overtriggers will have this exact same effect, so nothing new. The Sentinels will be different art and different name, but they will have the same Sentinel effect as before. And then we're just getting more triggers that look cool. So that's cool. People are complaining about Overtriggers, the price of them, and you know the Sentinel price is going pretty high. No complaints anymore. This is coming out in, I think, set 6. So keep an eye out for that. And that is all the news today, right? That is all the news today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know a lot of you guys will be very sad about the Glendios, the reverse changes. I mean, it'll be really interesting to see what Glendios ideas come up. I'm thinking maybe like in V, you'll play like Glendios, or maybe a dash of like Chaos Breaker, just to like kind of wipe boards and press field and steal markers. But apart from that, yeah, that's it. That's it. I will be releasing another video in a couple of hours as well. We will be covering all the tournament results. There were so many last week. I'm kind of, I don't know, I feel a bit unwell. So it's been taking some time, but I will get another video up very, very soon. So I'll see you guys then. Be sure to check out the big stream tomorrow as well for more news. So that's that too. All right, see you later, guys. Bye.